What is up, everybody? I will be with you here shortly. Are you guys ready for eFootball 27? I cannot wait. We have a Connect coming up. Hopefully there's a lot of good stuff coming, but even if nothing changed at all, would that be disappointing? Yes. Do I expect a ton of big changes? I do not. But what I can say is that this channel, this community, is going to take off. 27 is going to be our year. We finished 26 strong. Now remember, guys, if you were part of this at the start of 26, or you've been part of this journey this entire time, we've came a long, long way. So just a little background real quick, because it gives you an idea of kind of where I come from with the tactical approach, going in depth, daily uploads, and a lot of coaching, right? It's not just, I don't provide the clickbait nonsense videos. I don't just do reactions. I do some because I love, certain content creators almost deserve credit, right? And so I like showcasing a lot of those videos. I try to look for smaller creators that do good stuff, but if big creators over the years started to piss me off, but for me, I try to stay to what I'm passionate about and what my profession is, literally coaching, breaking down film, scouting, recruiting. All of that ties to eFootball brilliantly. When you're looking for if you want to spin for new players or not, right? Because they re-release cards, we can look at the older cards. We know Showtime skills. We know how things work, so we can get a good idea if we want to spin for players. The tactical side is so deep in this game, so I can do a lot of that. And then obviously, when you're looking at just improving at the game, and what do you do? Like, you need to improve at finishing, but how? You need to improve at passing, defending, but how? Right? That's the stuff I'm good at. It's no different than a youngster, 16, 17, that's got so much raw talent, and managers are telling them in depth like what they need to work on. They're like, okay, I get what you're saying, but how? Well, that's my job. Provide the how. Provide the gameplay footage to where, and break it down to where they understand it, and then they can go work on it. You can't just tell somebody, dude, you're not checking hard enough to the ball. You're not checking hard enough to the ball. You're letting the team down when you do that, right? We had several opportunities we could have switched play, but you didn't check hard enough. Okay, show the player where they're making the mistake. Show them exactly what they're doing wrong, and then show them how they can work on it, what they need to work on. I mean, when you get to the highest level, it could be something like getting into the weight room more to get that core strength up. When we're talking about holding the ball up as a striker, it could be technical work, right? Their first touch is letting them down. It's putting them a half second behind every time they receive the ball, and that's enough to make or break you at the highest levels. It could be positioning wise. They're veering out too far left, too far right. They're staying too central when they need to go wider. I mean, there's tons of depth in real football, and a lot of it translates in eFootball. So that's where I try to focus. But as a lifelong gamer, I also have my opinions. I'm passionate towards where I want this community to go in the game to go, because I've seen communities tear games apart. Right? I've seen games become so toxic, and then it really does bleed out onto the pitch. And now you see companies with these said games are just, the games themselves are just dying. The companies don't know what to do. They're releasing 7 million patches. Some of these football games have been out only a few months, like goals. They have 7 million patches. Well, I seen that coming from a mile away. I really like their development team, actually, but they went the wrong direction. And that's when I left the game. You can actually see where my support stopped. And then to top it off, they leaned on these several guys that have been part of the community for a long time, since it was literally dribbling around a field, which is crazy that people spend time doing that so many hours. And unfortunately, they're very toxic, not the right people. Well, if you start off at the top of a community with toxic nonsense people, that's going to trickle down. Right? That's why I love my Discord community so much, because there's so many good people, and it started right from the start when we were 2 and 3, 4 people. You think if some rat nonsense person came in there, they would want to stick around with the people we had? No way. Then it became 20 really good people, then 50, then 150, then 350. Now we're heading towards 500 eFootball loving community members that want the best for this game, that help each other out, that encourage each other, that compete with each other in leagues. Pretty soon it's going to be cups as well. And guess what? As we grow, do you don't think that's going to trickle out further? That's going to be a ripple effect for the entire eFootball community. eFootball already has the best community. Unfortunately, we have a lot of growing rat players too. And it's going to take a lot from Konami to dwindle that number, because Konami will have to make it to where the stuff that rats want to do, they can't do. That's why UFL fell apart, guys. That's why goals is going nowhere, because of the toxicity, because of the way the players are. I mean, go look at the emotes they started adding to appease these players. Go look why Kurt 0411, the best player to ever pick up the sticks, left that game. Right? He ripped it to pieces. He couldn't even play the damn game. And then he said, they're listening to these community guys. You know who they're talking about? The same people I'm telling you that were terrible from the start with the community. Toxic people. People that didn't want the best for the game. And then people that tell them to put emotes in that are toxic. Like, meanwhile, their game sucks and they have 7 million patches and there's zero loyalty, zero support. So we're the opposite of all that here, right? And we have a very good game, but does it need to improve? Of course. However, we can be grateful as well, because it could always be worse. And so what I want eFootball 27 to be about, and I'm going to try to lead by example with this, with the community, and I know all the guys will be on board, getting as many people in as we possibly can to make our leagues and cups as deep as possible. Konami doesn't want to add a lot of modes. That's okay. We'll have our own leagues and cups where you can win real life prizes, where you can compete and have fun and not worry about any BS. And it can be for whatever level you're at. The more players there are, the more levels we can have. Our league right now is insane. I go in there every day. It's self-sustainable. I have one guy, Smooker, that's he's in the league, but he's leading the charge as the go-to for any questions and stuff. I'm able to do content and really focus on the channel, and these guys get to compete and have a blast. I mean, I go in there, look at this, guys. Look at this. What's up, boss, by the way? What's up, noob? Cristobal, how are you guys? Thanks for joining. Mike, thanks for joining. So check this out, guys. This is the Discord, okay? For the league. We'll check that out here in a sec. I got to pull it up. One sec. I mean, I love seeing this every day, and this is what I wanted to do, right? Provide people with an opportunity to compete at a high level or whatever level they're at and really, you know, really get what they want out of the game. So if we go into, that was the coaching staff, me and Smooker talking. We'll go to the league real quick. So here's where you can follow the league games, right? Everyone has games, so you can watch the games at the highest level. We'll get more and more of those added. But the OG league is right here. Look at this, guys. Just people having a blast. We have the league table there. Jay Marsh, who I literally played in a game, saw he was a very good player, very good dude. We talked. Now he's in the league just crushing it. Ono Zap's very good. Uniform, Stone. The guy in 6th place, shout out MG Smooker. He's turned into literally like the top dog running the league, and he's doing great, man. You could tell he's passionate about this community and the channel, and he'll be one of the first guys to get paid once I get there, because that's my goal, is to start paying people for their support and just letting them put some money in their pockets. Maybe it's just spending, so they can get players and not spend their money. Maybe it's for groceries or gas or whatever it is, right? But that's what I want this to be about. It's not just about me at all. So I'm working my ass off to try to get the numbers up to grow, and then we start spreading it out. And I don't see how we could fail by doing that. It's just about getting more eyeballs to see what we're doing here. But look at this, man. I mean, you don't have this much fun. You just don't have this much fun playing PvP. A lot of times you face rats, the connection's bad. And yes, you get bad connections in the league, no doubt. But it just hits differently when it's not some rat POS that's purposely wanting to ruin the experience because they don't have skill. It's against people that are your friends, but you're also competing to win a league against. It's different. Same if you win or lose, or there's chirping going on and all that too, but it's awesome. So we're going to get these leagues to the point where we have one for every division. Then the cups will be where, okay, it's an all free-to-play cup, right? It's an all pass level 3 cup. It's an all overload. You only can use the overload playstyle. You can only use possession. You can use anything but LBC. You can only use Brazilian players. We're gonna really have fun with it and expand it. So we have a ton of cool things coming. So shout out to all these guys that are really just crushing it and that are making this league the best, literally the best, I would say, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, the best non-Konami game mode in the world. Because I don't think anybody else is doing this, guys. And if they are, point me to them. I'd love to learn from them. And if anybody else wants to run something like this, I'd be happy to talk to you about it, because it's worth it, guys. It really makes the game fun. Even though I'm not playing, I have a blast following along. And I can't wait to dive in more as I have more time. So, man, I can't wait for Fluid Formation to come back. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Fluid Formations was in the game before, guys. If you don't know, it's kind of like FC does. They're bringing it back. But it is needed. They should have never taken it out. But yeah, guys, so that's kind of where I'm at with it. Is we're going to really focus on the leagues, the cups, and stuff like that. But outside of that, I also really want to figure out how I can get this eFootball University going. Because if you notice, I'm providing daily content, but it's very useful, right? Because the tactics, there's so many different ways to play this game, and I love breaking down all of them. I truly do. I love breaking down all the different tactics, and I'd love for to have kind of what I mean by eFootball University is where people can come in and know what they're looking for and get help there, and then go at their own pace as they learn, right? That's why I added the simple coaching levels badges, but that's just step one, right? Let me see this real quick. Where did I put this at? So many tabs now, it's hard to find. There it is. Yeah, there we go. Okay. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. The Noob Gamer got Hulk. Congratulations. That's what I'm looking for there, is to provide more content for as far as helping people out, as far as the coaching aspect too. then get more out of the leagues and cup. Now, what do I want from Konami? Well, let's take a look here, guys, and then we're going to get into these events. First of all, more events. Second of all, they really got to, and I'm going simple now. Remember, when I'm saying this stuff, right, we've talked a lot about the in-depth stuff, right? So how I plan to approach my expectations, because it's big, okay? Expectations when you go into a brand new game are huge, because if you get your hopes up, no matter what happens, you're going to be disappointed. So you have to taper your expectations, all right? So let's be realistic. Each of the past several years, Konami doesn't do any of these huge changes. Sometimes the changes are bigger than others, for sure. But do I expect, like in my head, what I'm dreaming about, do I expect to happen? No. That's what I mean by taper my expectations. Would I love to turn on eFootball 27 and have a whole different menu, which honestly, I would put that at 50-50. I have to think there's somebody at Konami that looks at this stupid football and says, we at least got to change that. This daily game thing is changing, thank goodness, because this looks like a golf hole. It literally looks like a flag on a golf green. Right? Like, you could put that on PGA and people be like, oh yeah, golf. Right? What is this, Olympic medal? What are we doing here? This looks like something in my phone to add a contact. It says contracts, but I think it meant phone contacts. They just added an R. Same with this. Looks like some kind of phone badge or some shit from Verizon Wireless or T-Mobile or something. So I would love to see something different there. I would love to think that someone at Konami, pointed that out. Regarding changes to some skill names, what's this about, guys? Oh, some languages will be changed this season. Special Double Touch is finally getting a name. What up, Big Phil? Yeah, they got to change that. So I'm tapering my expectations. But with that being said, of course, I'd love to see more modes added. But I'm super excited about the leagues and cups. So at least in my community, our community, we're going to have a remedy for that, where guys can compete as much as they want, right? The reason why we've been waiting for the cups is because I don't want to do it like we used to run them. Big Phil used to be in them. Kami, not to brag, but I did win the last cup. I beat my boy Phil 1-0 in the semis. That was kind of the final. In the final, I beat my boy Boomfa a lot to a little. But me and Phil was basically the final. And, like, we did pretty good, but we had too many people talking at once for the commentary, so I'd have to, like, limit that or have specified commentators. We'd have to have it where if you're not all playing on one platform, which we almost certainly won't be, you have a dedicated headquarters to watch it from, which would be Discord, and that worked perfectly. So as long as we limit the commentators, but that's what I wanted to straighten out, some of those details. And now that I have people working with me, especially getting help, like Smooker's been huge, now I'm feeling confident. So starting with eFootball 27 right off the bat, we're gonna have a E27 opening cup. We will come up with a catchier name than that. If you can go with a catchy name for this, the first tournament ever for eFootball 27, really our first real tournament. We did kind of run-throughs, but these have been ideas that I've had for a long time, and that's why we've kind of had dry runs with them at least, and it does offer great help. So getting back to it, I got off topic, but getting back into the game, I'd love to see more modes. They're coming up with gameplay changes on this Connect, apparently, and we'll take a look at that right now. So if you go, and by the way, if you don't follow CTE, shout out CTE Football, this guy right here. The only leaker that I follow, okay? Apparently the Connect is coming soon, and then we'll know, like, if you guys don't know, you can either go to just the eFootball YouTube or the eFootball website, and you can find the links. So you don't necessarily need to come here for that, unless you want to. But basically, I think it's tomorrow. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Here we go. Let's read this. Okay, so come the season update. I think it starts tomorrow. Like, is it 8 a.m.? I think it's 19 hours long, or is it 8 p.m. tomorrow? Somebody check that for me. I think it might even be tomorrow. Wait, tomorrow's Tuesday. On Wednesday at 8 a.m. Wednesday at 8 a.m. the game goes down. It could be 8 p.m., but make sure you check in case you were trying to do any last minute pushes or whatnot, because it may be 8 a.m. I think it's 8 a.m. to 3 a.m., right? So they keep the typical time that we can restart at where it's at, but they go earlier. That's at least what I hope they do. I don't want them to start it at 8 p.m. and have it be out 19 hours. Then we have to wait longer. Black says, more skills like the Neymar ball roll chop, like they made this game so robotic, removing so many skill moves that way you can evade physical contact is just dribbling, and 4 other skills can be boring. Konami changed the menus. Yeah, I agree. Scoreboard and wipes, they've been here since the beginning. Yeah, you didn't have the OG badge, Phil? I thought you had the OG badge. Mike Samuel, what's up, by the way? Just saw your comment there. Sorry if I missed it. Or no, I think I said what's up earlier. Phil, you've had the OG badge, I thought. You got the wrench as a moderator. I thought you had the badge. But yeah, so that's what I'm hoping from the game is just some of the simple stuff. So let's keep reading this. So we're getting the new, was that new treasure links? So it says line objective will be updated as a result of progress for the current step up line objective will be, so it's this that they're talking about. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, sorry, I didn't have you guys on the right screen. 1 second. This is what I was looking at, but I'll show you guys here. So we have the line objective is, and if you guys don't know, you're going to hear me sniffling a lot. I really do apologize. I have like the worst allergies in the world in the summer. It just takes off, not to mention some sinus issues, so I'm sorry for the sniffling sound, but step up this line objective. So we'll get this, will restart. So essentially it's like a treasure hunt basically. Right? It's not called a treasure hunt. This one's the treasure hunt. Or where did it go? I guess that's gone, isn't it? Yeah, but it's basically a treasure hunt. So that's what I'm looking at. Tell me if I'm wrong. Okay. Well, no, I changed them up. But yeah, I saw that you were in. Congrats to Phil. Phil's an OG. Literally an OG. The OG of the OGs. Same with Renegade Kami. It's crazy when you note that. You know how you always see those videos online where it's like, I remember my first follower? No. Was Phil my first follower? No. But what matters even more than that first person, I wish I could know that. I wish YouTube got that. I know I keep getting off topic. I'm sorry. But tell me that wouldn't be cool, guys, if you're a content creator and YouTube tracked your first follower, right? Like, I'll tell you, the guy who helped me, who convinced me, like, a lot of people were like, try eFootball. I was like, nah. Because it was a disaster when it first came to PS5, so it left a terrible taste. And finally, guys, just like that video I shared from MBV, finally I gave it a chance. But it was freaking Galfano. And now I see my boy Galfano hates eFootball with a passion. And I disagree with him about a lot. But the funny thing is at the beginning, I was one of those guys. Like, if you didn't see, you go check out that video. The thumbnail says greatest eFootball video ever. It really does do a good job of capturing how many of us feel about eFootball, those of us who get it, right? But I was one of those players at first, like, oh, it's too slow. Oh, it's too this. Oh, this is stupid. No, it's real football. I just had to get the poison from these other football games that aren't really football out of my mind, you know? And so we'll get the new treasure link. But I wish it had I wish they tracked your first followers, because what's cool about it is Phil, like, we all see things from different perspectives. And, you know, even when I'm like really hard on myself or pushing, like, Kami and Phil are really good at like seeing the glass half full. Like, they stuck through this game and really kept the Discord going when the game was shit, when I couldn't even stand it. I was so pissed off about Smart Assist. And because of that, we kept eFootball alive, and it got guys. Smooker came in shortly after, and that's why I want more eyeballs, because we're all like-minded people that want very similar things from this game. All right, so getting back to it, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place tonight, but the daily game update, so let's read this. So So it will reset. Thank goodness, because I got Raul. By the way, how dumb is it, guys? Tell me if you agree or not. Once you get, first of all, have it be several players, not just Raul, because once you get the player, you're done pretty much. Like now that I've got Raul, do you think I'm excited about these stupid pulls that I get so I can just sell some BS player? Make it like 10 different legendary players and you see how many you can get throughout a season. You see what I mean? Like, why don't they do that? So thank goodness that's resetting because, and I'm not going to use Raul that much. And don't make them so watered down. Make them to where at least for the free to play players they can get excited. That Raul card, no matter how you build him, he's mediocre at best. Even if the player ID is good, he's going to be a little less than he could be. And it's stupid that they do that. So now we're going to get Shevchenko. By the way, I already have a Shevchenko. They gave us this card. In case you guys didn't know, I'll show you some of my players that I have over the time too that I got from this stuff. So this season, first we'll look at that. So like all you get for getting top 100K. This is why I don't really like push for rank. Like that's what they got to do is get people like a reason to push for rank. But guys, I just literally have been focusing on content. I get to Division 1 very quickly and I don't even start right away either. I give it a couple weeks because it's kind of like coming out after midnight. It's all the crazies come out in eFootball at the start of the phase and then the end of the phase, right? It's like those who want to rush and get higher rank and then those at the end that come out late and like, oh, I want to get this card. But for your efforts, you don't even get a very good card. I'm not saying this Barcola is not okay, better than that DePaul card, but that DePaul card's terrible. I'll show you him in a second. But I did this playing good football, using a lot of testing in this for content. And I was like top 15,000 when I got in. If I kept pushing, I'd probably be top 2, 3. But there's no reason. If I get top 2 or 3, I'm the same as top 100,000. So they don't give you any reason to really push, right? I literally play for content after I get to Division 1, that is, and then get the video, what I need for content, and then I go back to helping other players out. But I love to feel that competitive need to like push and try to get higher because now instead of Barcola I want a epic card. You know, if you get top 50,000 you get an epic. If you get top 10 you get 2 epics, right? How sick would that be? It'd be so much better. What up AMG? How are you? It'd be so much better. So we already got this Shevchenko. Now I can't remember when and what thing it was for. But so I got these two because I had so many contracts. I did not realize they expired. I was so mad. I was saving my contracts for certain players. So these are the 2 good ones I got. I got rid of the rest. But for events and stuff, I felt like these 2 were worth saving. But then as far as like the free cards, let's go through this. Obviously I picked Rooney. This was from making my sorry, mess that up. No, we'll use this display. This is from making my region Japan, which I don't suggest. This entire time, this is probably like the only extra reward I got that you guys didn't get. And then whenever events come, I always have a J League event, and I never can find opponents. So do not change your region. Hopefully on like the new update, we can change our region again. I really need to. So don't listen to people who say, oh yeah, make your region Japan, they get the best. I got 1 player out of it that I'll never use except for the J League events that I have to until I can change my division back. Raphael said top place plus a message would get you some views. Top place plus a message. Raphael, explain what you mean, brother. Raphael, explain what you mean. Top place plus a message would get you some views, huh? Alright, so let's keep going. These are all for obviously skills, which I wish they would change that too. That system is so stupid. Then of course we got some paid players and some free ones. I'll explain why I got this Malaysian player. So Raul I pulled the other day, like I think on the day I got the Bellingham card, yeah. This Boati was on my way to getting. I forgot which pack he was in. He was with. He was in this Bellingham pack, right? I can't remember exactly, but I was doing a video and needed a extra front man, and I actually like this high call card, right? So I'm gonna keep him as an extra front man. I think I got one other one though, so I am gonna get rid of him now. We'll get rid of him now. But shout out to this dog. He did good. All right, so let's get rid of him. And then, of course, Raul. But look at his stats, guys. I mean, that's what we're looking for. And then once you get him, that's it. You just keep getting these selections, and you don't have any really good players to go for. It's so stupid. I see some people on rankings with a message in it like I do coaching. I'm not catching the grit drift, big dog. I do coaching, but is that what you're asking? There might be a language barrier here, my friend. Fortunately, once you pick your region, it stays there, bro. Already checked. Wanted to see if I could get better server connection with different region. No. But they have certain times it comes up where you can switch it. They like it's weird. It's like kind of like changing your insurance or whatever. Like there's an open period. Or sorry, your benefits at work. There's like an open period for it. And I think it comes once a year. I could be wrong. Maybe once a few years. I don't know. But they do a reset your region thing. So Raul, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. And does it come every so often, or is it just how does that work? If anybody knows. So I got the Schneider card out of that recent player pool pack with I think it was that Rios pack. I believe I got him and Royce. Oh wait, these were from different ones, weren't they? Can someone clarify that? Royce was from I forgot, but these are free to play cards. Obviously CR7. These are from the Goat pack, the CR7 and Messi Goat pack. This Modric is sick, by the way. Plays way above his stats. I love this Modric. Makes some great runs forward. De Bruyne, just like I said in my review before I used him, I knew he wouldn't be much, and he's not. Some people might like him, but doesn't cut it for me. And De Bruyne is a legend in real life, but it's like his style doesn't like translate well because his body type just doesn't feel right. This Rodri's a beast. I'm so glad I got him. If I ever go back to two DMFs, he's the partner for Vieira without a doubt. Absolute beast of a card. Brilliant passing. Really good on the ball for how typical Rodri cards are. Right? Even the pace for a typical Rodri is not bad, right? And we're talking about speed and acceleration here shortly. Or actually, check out my video tomorrow so you can understand. Hint, you're wasting a lot of attribute points on speed. That's all I'll tell you. Treasure Link and yeah, that's it. It was from one from Treasure Links, one's from Legends of Symbol. Sorloth was from one of them, like a free pack, whatever that pack was. Same with Romero. These guys were from the same pack. This was the top 100K DePaul. Absolute joke of a card. Absolute joke of a card, bro. For top 100K, absolute joke. Not to mention there should be more rewards. Suarez and Alvarez. This dummy runner Alvarez is sick. Of course, I got the defensive mid GOAT. That was a must-have. Thuram, the defensive right back GOAT. This Desai, which, by the way, shout out to having the actual jerseys from 98, the 98-ish era. Absolute legendary kits. The kits they beat Brazil in, right? So sick. And some people love this Desai card. I think Company's better. What do you guys think? I think Aerial Fort Long Reach Tackle beats his Shadow Hunt without Aerial Fort. Right? Shadow Hunt with Long Reach Tackle? Maybe. But Company's so dominant, and sometimes Desai's positioning gets off. He's a fast little, like, very agile for a center back. He gets into the 70s compared to, like, the 50s and low 60s for Van Dijk and Company, but no. Douye will keep him, but I haven't I don't think I've used this card. A sick uh, Beasted Out Duye card would be sick. David's legend, obviously. I don't use a destroyer right now, but he's a beast destroyer. Sometimes his size can hurt him, but typically sick super sub Michael Owen, very shifty, right? He's got the acceleration burst, momentum dribbling. They didn't give him any. I wish they would have gave him phenomenal finishing at least, or willpower, some shooting instead of two. But he is a beast on the ball for sure. He's excellent to bring in the second half with the super sub boost. Caicedo, probably him and Davids are neck and neck, but I might even lean Caicedo. On paper, you would say Davids, but this Caicedo is insane. Here's one of those free cards I got. Not free, but one of those cards from Japanese region. This Maeda card. I only use them in the J League events. This Marcelo card's actually pretty nasty for a fullback finisher. Very sick on the ball. I want to try to get him to defensive mid. If I can. Can I? Yes, I can. But I need this positioning never works. Okay, hold on. Okay, now we're in business. Oh my God, now we're in business. No, he can play center back. I need him to play defensive mid. Correct me if I'm wrong. He can be defensive mid, right, guys? It looks like he can maybe be. Somebody said he can't be CMF too, but I don't see why not. Does it have to connect or something? Why couldn't he be CMF too? I think as long as it connects to a full proficiency position, you can give it the lower proficiency than full. So I was thinking I had to get center back at highest. I've been wasting all of my freaking... Guys, I have been wasting... No, wait. Guys, it wasn't a waste. It was not a waste. Okay, so hear me out. I'm an idiot because he can't play DMF, okay? I'm an idiot for not checking that. Shout out Phil. See? Shit that I gotta learn too. Like, I'm so stupid, bro. I probably wasted like 10. But honestly, you waste those position points or position tokens anyways because it's such a stupid system. I had to waste like this many just to get Yamal to AMF. But what I'm trying to say is... Hold on, let me read this. Alright, I gotta go read this real quick. What I'm trying to say is, if I want to use Marcelo as more of a stay back defensive type of fullback, but still have him out on the pitch, right? Because the biggest thing is, I have Zambrotta, who I love, by the way. What a pickup, who I wasn't even going for him. I was going for Pirlo. Him and Buffon were great, but Neuer, in my opinion, edges Buffon out. I have both of them. But now if I put him as a center back, so if I put Zambrotta, for instance, as a right back, let him go up and down the wings because I like the width that he gives. Then I put Van Dijk and company as center backs, but then put Marcelo on the left back side, but as a center back. Now with the highest proficiency, he would be a no-play style center back on the left side. Tell me if that could work. I know he won't be dominant there, but it's just like having him at left back. The only reason you almost wouldn't want to do that sometimes is because as a fullback finisher and offensive fullback, they're both going to shoot up the pitch, leaving the wings open. But as a no-play style center back, he would be an actual defensive left back. So this could be sick, guys. And I wasn't even thinking about that. Turn a mistake into a misfortune into a fortune, right? This Ronaldinho card, so glad I spun for him. And I almost didn't because they usually make his cards very stiff. But I liked the idea of him as a creative playmaker. I feel like how his build and how he feels in game, that's a perfect playstyle for him. And I was right. He's brilliant as an AMF. Not to mention with Deschamps, he's got that... super OP link up playstyle with an advanced striker. So like him and Rooney sorry, I cannot talk, guys. Him and Luis Suarez or him and CR7, they both link up well. Whenever he gets the ball, they make these sick diagonal runs. Gakpo, big, strong, nothing special though. Company, in my opinion, him, Varane, Van Dijk, three of the best center backs in the game. I hear Pepe's up there, but I haven't got to use Pepe. But some people put Desai in there. Desai, to me, I put Varane ahead of Desai even. That's just my opinion. But I go Van Dijk long reach tackle and Company long reach tackle. I don't know why more people don't rate Van Dijk. I think he's incredible. I really do. Got to keep a Vinny in there. Super fun to play with on the ball. He's amazing. This Mecha card, super stellar anchorman card. Holland, he ain't worth a shit in my opinion. He's another player that's hard to translate his skill. Although playing against him sucks. It seems like everybody I play against, they just either accidentally or on purpose just try to run through you. And unfortunately, it works a lot of times with this Holland. You know? Good job, Noob Gamer. Good job. AMR, or I'm going to call you Void. Welcome, bro. Glad to have you, AMR, or Void. Glad to have you, Void. Make sure you join us on Discord, too, and let us know, hey, it's AMR Void from YouTube. We'd love to have you. But welcome, bro. And then we have Pirlo, Buffon, Zambrotta. This single card was very sick. Destroyer card, I was thinking about it, and I still might make an all-Turkish League team just to get the full boost to see how beastly they would be. I don't like this Icardi. Of course, the French pack, this is who I kept from it. This Chouameni's underrated. If you have these 5 cards, guys, all of them can be beasts. Lowest of which is probably Cherky, but even he's pretty damn good, guys. Like, as a free-to-play player, if you went ahead and said, I have a few bucks and spent and got these 5, all of them very usable, dude. All of them. Another Japanese league player. This Gerrard was sick. Another free card there. But think about if it was only free cards. This is from the England pack. This O'Reilly sick. Not as good as his Showtime, but still pretty good. This is a free card. This Kane's incredible. This DLF Kane's incredible. Palmer's pretty good. Another free Japanese card. 2 of them. This Mainu's from the Pink Points. I thought this Kvaratskhelia was going to be better, but he just feels like he's missing something, guys, in my opinion. Right? Momentum, dribbling, acceleration burst. He just doesn't. He was kind of disappointing. I expected a lot more from him. But like Ronaldinho crushes him, in my opinion. And he's kind of that, as a no-play style, like AMF, he's kind of like Ronaldinho. I even tried to rebuild him as a center forward, 95 finishing, all that, and just he's missing something with like holding the ball up, for me at least. I think I even raised his physical. No, it's pretty low. Thought I did, but I raised his balance to try to help out, but just doesn't do it for me. This Casemiro's sick. He was in that one-player pack. Kimmich was a free card, or from a selection. This is where I should have chose O'Reilly's fullback finisher. But although I ended up getting Marcelo, so it worked out. Drogba, of course, this is from one of those, what would you even call it? Daily game boxes. Same with Raul. This Yamal's insanely freaking good, guys. The only reason Messi beats him out, like he has blitz curler, he's super shifty. I love it, but he doesn't check to the ball enough. When I play him no play style, he's not as much of a come to the ball type of player, right? It's to each player ID is different, and I get why though. I get but if you can utilize him like how he likes to play either as like a secondary forward or a winger, he's incredible. But not that he can't play AMF, but I just like how that Messi card, you'll see here shortly. I think this is a free card or something. I'm getting rid of this. I don't need this card. I'll take the GP and the points. So I can add some skills. Another Japanese league player. There's a Shevchenko. This is why we came here. So look, we already got a Shevchenko, so why is there another one, bro? This Van Dijk card, I don't know how people don't love Van Dijk, dude. It blows my mind. Long reach tackle, visionary pass. One of my favorite cards in the game. Absolute monster. It'll never make sense to me. To me, he's arguably the best. He's been in my team a long time. Let's look at how many games he's played. Where does it show you at? 525. Rashford, not much. This Eze card's pretty sick. Another J League player. Pep, Romario. How many games did he end up playing? 403. Very good player, but I needed someone more physical as my lone striker. That's really all there is to it. Um, Perhaps as an SS, he could come in eventually. Like, this is still one of the best strikers in the game. Just as you guys know, you got to find players that fit. This is another top 100K player in Carvajal. This one was a decent card. Not great, but okay. The best card pound for pound in the game is this Hullet. I actually like this Valverde. That's why I kept him as a box-to-box. I like him. The best. These are from the same pack, as you guys know. It was these guys, and then there's one other one, right? No, I got these ones. I didn't get Abbiati, who's a pretty good goalkeeper. In my opinion, the best keeper in the game is that Neuer card. Just such good passing, even good speed and acceleration. Every goalkeeper in passing skill you could want. But out of these players, just because this pack's out, Hullet, not only the best in the whole pack, one of the best cards, if not, in my opinion, the best pound for pound in the game. Helps defensively, insane runs offensively, can score, can win headers, great physically, but also really shifty on the ball like a small player. Just the very best. Here, and I'll be right back. We'll get into the rest. One sec. Sorry, guys, I had to take that. So, yeah, I don't like that they added Shevchenko again, is my point. To me, it's dumb. All right, so I would put Ibra second. If you know how to use him, he's a beast, but he's tough sometimes. He kind of makes these half runs, half committed to the run, half checking two, and it really can throw you off. You'll see if you have him, or tell me if you have that same problem with him sometimes. But if he checked harder to the ball at all times, I would love it, because that's what I want from him. Gattuso's a beast. If you need a partner with like an anchorman, the only reason I would go Davids over Gattuso, or even Caicedo, is because they're both brilliant in the build-up as well, and Gattuso not so much. He's just strictly defensive. And then Otto, decent offensive fullback. Nothing special, though. Like, you will get burnt sometimes. Like, he's just okay. You'll have to use him to see what I mean. Same with Costa. They're both decent enough and can help some teams out for sure, but they're definitely not the special sauce. They don't got the special sauce. This Rijkaard, all Rijkaard cards are pretty decent. I like Anchorman, his Anchorman over his Destroyer. Although, bro, if you have like a Vieira Anchorman and a Rijkaard Destroyer, or vice versa, even though I think Anchorman Vieira is better than a Destroyer one, you have the best. I know it can be kind of defensive, but you have the best two DMFs, like as far as just size, the ability to stick their legs out and make tackles and interceptions. Congrats, Kip. That's awesome. Another free Japanese card. This Henderson was great as an anchorman. Brilliant free card there. Of course, I don't need this Van de Ven. I don't know why I kept him. Unlock him. So this ended up turning into kind of a cleaning out the squad type of thing. But I wish instead of doing that, releasing players, I wish I could be like, I wish you could like give away players. I don't get why you can't. Oh, well, you could give them to another account. Who cares? If you have two accounts, you have two accounts. But why not, though? Like, somebody explain that to me. Why can't I go, hey, who doesn't have this player? And then say, okay, hey, send me a request, and I'll send you this player. I think that would be badass. Can anybody tell me why that wouldn't work? Yeah, that's what I do on mine. Oh, so you're saying more views if I put that on. I see what you're saying. Who do I think the new free players will be? But I'm not sure. Black, sorry, I just saw that. Sorry, I missed that earlier. But let me reread your comment from earlier. Top place plus a message will get you some views. No, you're okay, Raphael. I get what you're saying. So you're saying, so I'll show you what I use and tell me what you think I should change it to. But I appreciate that. So you're saying in the game, put like OG YouTube or something like that. I don't know if I want to keep these guys or not. I forgot when I got them. These guys came with a new link-up play. These guys came with some Brazilian pack. I'm going to keep them for now. This Eto Hole player is actually fantastic. He came with a new link-up play. I ended up spinning for him, but phenomenal finishing. And then he has acceleration bursts as well. And it's just a unique card because he came as a right midfielder. That's why he's only 100 rated, because he's not meant to be a striker. But you can see like his finishing translates to 95. 95 acceleration, 90 plus speed, great dribbling. I mean, this is one of the best strikers that you can get, honest to God. But he's just like Romario as far as like he can't win the aerial balls. He's more of a shifty striker than he doesn't have that physical ability. He's got a decent size to him, as you know, but I needed someone that can get up in the air sometimes, even just for knockdowns. Hazard, this was a free card that's half decent. This card's probably the one that I regret not using more. Although 252 matches, 94 goals, I mean, he's gotten some time. These all came with the link-up plays. Man, they're so low rated. I'll keep them just because they're different. Van Nistelrooy and Silvestre, free cards. Puig's a free card. Casillas is a free card. This Khan was a free card. I chose him over the last free Rooney because he's 106 rated. This was in ignorance, because he doesn't have low punt, and he's not an offensive goalkeeper. Now, my keepers have to be offensive keepers and have low punt. And that sucks for me because Khan's my favorite keeper ever in real life. He would be my keeper to the end of time if he had low punt and offensive keeper. Seriously. And he's a very good shot stopper. I don't get what all the hate is. It's just he's not the meta keeper for what you need in eFootball. And that's BS because he's so aggressive in real life, so aggressive. He should be an offensive keeper. Platini, very good card. A little, I would say, outdated a bit in my opinion. I mean, you could still make him work really well via Blitz. I think this is a Blitz Curler via, right? Yep. Blitz Curler via, pretty decent. Not as good on the ball. This Beckenbauer's underrated as an orchestrator. This Pele's so good, guys. If I didn't have the GOAT Messi, you see 608. He's played a lot for me. 236 goals. Of course, another Man U. I got quite the Man U collection. Another free card. This Cruyff was good when he lasted. How many games has he played? 475. Free card Rivaldo. Seedorf is very good. Maldini. 631. For a long time, I did not use offensive fullbacks. Zambrotta made me a believer. Yeah, the Ricci came with Capello. That's right. Good call, Benjamin. And then this, remember this pack, guys? This was a good one. This card's actually pretty good for a free card. Roaming flank. He was from one of those daily game packs. This Adriano and Baggio are pretty sick. I didn't use Adriano that long because Romario came right after. I got booted. And then that Baggio card is insane, guys. That Baggio card is very good. I love that flashback Pez. Remember how they had the throwback game too? It was pretty cool. Dude, I can't believe that just happened. But I hate when it does that. Does it do that for you guys where the game just crashes? We'll go through the rest too. There's not many more. But man, think how much money do you guys guess that is what we just went through? Yeah, Raphael, I'm going to show you what I use and you can tell me if you think it's good or not. But how much money do you think that is on there? Is it 10 grand, 5 grand? I literally don't keep track. Sorry, I was thirsty. So this is easily... Now, I know we're paying for something. I get it. The player IDs are better in this game than any other game. But Konami needs to either A, give us more modes, especially with restrictions so we have to use those players, or B, give us a trade-in system. And it better not be no bullshit either because we put a lot of money in. So for the paid cards, it should be like, dude, think about that, guys. I know it would take money out of Konami's pocket, but it would also get more players to say, oh, that's a cool system, right? So you pay money, you're done with a player, you can trade them in later. Or if you trade in X amount of epics, you get X amount of points. So now, I don't know, that they could have something, dude. They could come up with something. Something, because these players should sit here and collect dust, and it's so dumb. And there's not nearly enough events to use all of them, you know? So we were here. And by the way, let me know if the game just crashes on you like that sometimes. We were here. Good cards, but there's just better options. I really like this Baggio. How many games did I end up using? 413, Adriano, 142 only. Dan Byrne, I spun for him. At the time, I needed somebody to get in the air with his aerial fort. He was a beast. Van Boyden, this was a free card. I believe he's an aerial fort guy too, right? No, he's not. But I think this Van Boyden was free. Maybe I got him in a pack. And then these two were free. Batistuta and Ribéry. I wish I could get a sick Ribéry card. I want a new Ribéry. One of my favorite players ever in real life. Him and Robin. Why isn't Robin ever in any football games, by the way? So I got about 4 to 5 grand, and I know Phil's lineup's probably like 10 grand. He's got like every card. He didn't, like where I stopped, like essentially boycotted the game when Smart Assist was going crazy. Phil and Kami kept going. So I think my boy Phil's easily over 10 grand. So here's the current roster. Here's what I have substitute wise, and Ibra is in here. Simply in case I need like a bigger strong striker, I'm going very attacking, especially how good he did. Check out that video I have out now, the 4-5-1 tactics. He did very good in that setup. He really did. But this Messi, you'll see him coming back to the ball, doing very well there. You'll see. I'll show you guys an example game. And then this Bellingham and Hullet work great together. You'll see how this setup works, but it says 4-3-2-1. You see why I call it a 4-5-1. These 5 midfielders just control things, and these deep runs, that's what it's all about. These deep runs from these 4 players, while Vieira still gets help. Now, let me show you guys something here. All right, let me play with something. Listen to me here. Tell me what you guys think about this. All right, I love this Thuram. Don't get me wrong, and this could be crazy. But could I... Okay, now remember, Marcelo can now play center back because of the positions. Now, obviously, he's not a defensive fullback. I could change his build a bit to raise his... So, for instance, I could do this. Let me see. Dribbling and passing could go down a bit. Yeah. I know this is kind of making Marcelo not what he is, but I love him as a player, although he won't be as good in the air. Jumping 80. Jumping 90. I mean, it's like, why would you do that? Well, let's look. Phenomenal pass and momentum dribbling. He would just be... Dude, he's got the special double touch even. He would just be that other option. And then you might ask, well, why not just keep him as a fullback finisher? Well, I want him staying on the left if I do this. You see what I mean? But he would just be a better option on the ball. What do you guys think about that? So I would replace him. I put Zambrotta, I put Marcelo here, but as a defensive fullback. So Marcelo would be like a Thuram, but on the left side. You guys think that's crazy? Keep Thuram? I can get that defense maxed out like Thuram. So let's see. So if I lower the dribbling... Oh, it's only 4. Wow. It's almost not worth it then. It's almost not even worth it then. Shooting's got 3. We don't need that. I mean, aggression's 95, defensive awareness. Aerial strength, defending. So everything's on aerial strength and defending. Dexterity, acceleration. Oh, I think I can. Acceleration, balance, and offensive awareness. So I could lower that down. I do want balance at 90. But if it went to 89... Bro, check this out. Obviously, it goes down. What do you guys think? Boy was free. Some weirdo on Kicks putting the word masturbator over and over, bro. Jesus. No, I use a PS5 controller, boss. I'm a PS5 guy. From any of you guys, what's the guessing percentage of you inputting one touch pass but not really registered? It's been one of my worst annoyances. So you try to go for one touch pass and it doesn't work? Alright, so check this out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm at least going to test it, okay? I'm going to go like this. Because if I put him as a left back, he'll shoot up the pitch. If I want him to stay back more, but he is a beast of a player. So now I got his engagement. I mean, this is what he looks like now. I know you would be like, well, bro, Thuram's better, but 86, 82, 88. Hold on. But Marcelo's better on the ball. 182, 174. So he'd just be better in possession and stuff. So we'll get width there. But in doing this, if I'm going to get width there, I don't want Bellingham. Want it like that. And Zambrotta will be overlapping. Then Marcelo will be good to manually send up the pitch if I want to. But I want it more centralized. I guess I want them both more centralized. We're going to test this out, guys. But this could be nasty. Alright. But first, before we get into this, and have him as a fullback finisher, it doesn't really work for how I'm playing. Alright, so that's what I love that you can do in this game, though, how you can like edit that stuff. Alright, so here we go. Spanish clubs. Congrats, bro. Guys, remember you only have 2 days. It's not as long to get these done, so try to remember that. Oh, we'll get to see how he does here, guys. Even though this is ass backwards, I'm going to do it like this, just to test him out. Just to test him out. And change this up. See how the positioning works. So this will make it my new team. Yep, boom, perfect. Perfect, okay? And then Bellingham's here. Chua's here. This Chua card's pretty sick. Yamal is here. Pretty sick event squad. I do like that Alvarez. Let's see how Alvarez does by himself is just no. Jeez Louise. Romario. He can play AMF. I'm going to put Alvarez as an AMF. Dude, hold on. Dummy runner AMF. Let's see what a dummy runner AMF looks like, guys. And then it's CMF. I'm going to keep that free Schneider card in. Or I could go... Yeah, because I love Schneider cards. All right. Let's do it. That's awesome. New gamer. 26 top 3K. I have a video coming tomorrow. I just beat a top 3K player. It's a pro tips type of video. I broke a lot down in there, dude. There's a lot of good tips I guarantee a lot of people don't know about. That you don't really think about a lot, but once I really got to the nitty gritty, I was like, okay, I guarantee this is a lot of stuff. Like, are you guys aware for like the headers and then even on return passes on give and goes, you let go of the arrow buttons? Like, I learned that from a community member. How to not let your opponent kind of... There's ways that you can make your opponent's individual instructions erase. Kind of playing this little trick, which is stupid that the game doesn't automatically correct it once your opponent switches players, but there's a way around that. There's a little way to make sure they don't do it to you. For finishing, especially tough chances with the taking off the arrow buttons. Fake pressing. There's a bunch of stuff, man. But you'll see it in the video tomorrow. I'm going to use the restroom while this loads up, and I'll be right back. Alright, let's see what we got opponent-wise, boys. Two more games. Make sure you finish your events before tomorrow. Oh, nice. Some throwback cards. Via and Kluivert. He's LBC, so we go possession. Tie mark. Via. If he was three-pronged attack, I'd mark the outside guys. Via Kluivert. Let's see what we got here. Oh, attacking minded, especially left so on the right side. So Yamal offensive. And I have to do it for my sub-tactic, which is dumb. They should do where you can copy the sub-tactic, right? There should be one where you might have different instructions, so it should be a check mark thing. Like, copy the sub-tactic, yes or no. You know what I mean? It's so dumb how they do that, man. Like, why can't Konami think of these quality of life things? So if he wanted to, he can mess with me and, like, not put his regular starting lineup out and then change it at the very end. Like, for example, if I do this and then switch it back, then I do this. No, I think they actually stay when you do that. I think it's more like you have to do this. And it throws it all. Throws it off. Oh, God. Now I'm starting with them as an SS out wide. This will be interesting. But I can obviously pause it again. And then to make sure your opponent doesn't do that, because a lot of them do, you just use a pause and you quickly check. Because it's a timing thing, not amount of times you can pause. It's just a timing thing. So see, So I can just go in, switching now. Let's say my opponent switched to like erase my type marks. I could check here, but obviously he didn't. One sec. All right, let's do it. See what we got here, boys. See how this setup works. Let's see how Marcelo does. Can he make the main team? Is the question. Oh, good. Oh, I wanted to touch and shoot. Bad decision, obviously. Good. Oh, he got lucky. Ah. Good. Yes. Oh, you lucky little prick. I love this game, guys. I mean, how could you not love this game? Yes, I wish the servers were better. Yes, I wish a lot of things were better, but... Oh, come on. Better pass for Mario. What? How is that not a foul? I try to do it quicker. Nope, not going to work. See, the delay gets you every time. I don't know if you guys saw that little delay, bro. Come on, Bells. I did a super cancel. It didn't register there. You got lucky there, too. All right, let's go, boys. Super cancel in. Boom. 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 You're in. What the hell's Coman doing way up here, by the way? We'll take it, though. He ain't getting knocked off the ball. I did a super cancel there, and then Yamal backs up. Yeah, the delay gets you in this game big time, unfortunately. That's all right. We're right there. I don't know what that was, guys. Don't even ask me what that was. Yes. Get in there. Get in there. 1-0. PS5. Whoa, sorry, I know I'm gonna mess this up, but Lekenke. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but PS5. I'm a name butcher, so don't take it personal. I read the cross. Boom. What the? This is going to be one of them lucky games, like, you know what I mean? All right, here we go. Play an event like versus each other? Phil, I just read your comment. Come on, beat him. Come on. What the hell? It's Alvarez. He can turn on a dime typically. He turned like he was Ibra. If that's Ibra, you know you gotta take an extra touch. Good read. You're in. Boom! I read him stopping and then I stopped a little sooner. Mario. See his finishing and he's quick. I mean, he's good. It's just that lack of physical ability. And by the way, attacking surge right there, like Louis would have been gone. That's why. Dude, the skill moves are so delayed, guys. Boss, appreciate it, bro. So far, so good, but Marcelo hasn't really been tested. I just got this Koundé from a contract thing because I had to spin him. I was trying to save him. By the way, selection contracts are like 5-star, 4-star, 3. You know, that shit should not expire like they do. That's dumb. You should be able to save them up for the players you want. Good D. Come on. Yes. Beautiful football. I wanted to do one time. I should have done phenomenal finishing. So phenomenal finishing. I should have done a stunning shot. I'm going to show you guys a little trick play I like to do here. Yes. Oh, no. They chose the wrong player, guys. You saw who I was... Oh, my God. I won that ball? I didn't know I won it with Coman. Did you see who I wanted to lay it off to? You're in. You're on. Oh. I should have canceled it and let Bellingham... Look, Bellingham was on. I should have canceled it. And I was barely off, though. We're going to keep the ball, show them how to play possession. So I sent Marcelo there. Watch this. If you guys haven't seen that short that I did with Marcelo. Don't force it, buddy. Don't force it. I canceled. I wanted to try to come to, and I should have held super cancel. If you guys ever had that problem, hold super cancel longer. Took my finger off sprint, so it worked out. Oh, come on. That was quick enough, I felt. What? Good, Marcelo. Marcelo's so shifty as a back. I love it. This guy attacks with pretty good intent, though, I will say. I knew where he was going, and he... Oh, nice little cheeky play by him. Yep, perfect. No. Oh, bad header. Yep, we're good. Boom. Good. Forward. Good. Oh, he read it well. Good read. I thought he would think I would cut back for the... Oh, I read it. That's an interception. This son of a gun. Oh my God, what is going on? What is this lucky crap? Crazy, bro. Got to get that left stick going, baby. Chouamini's a beast, bro. If you're a free-to-play player, I'm telling you. That Chouamini card's sick. Take off the arrows, boom, and it will connect. So what I did there, I took off the direction arrows. Look at that dribbling. Oh man, I must say that's sick. Then the bad pass. But take off. So if you're trying to connect on a return pass and it's an obvious target who you want to go to, don't push the direction arrows and you'll get a much better pass. Somebody in my community told me about it and it's a hell of a cheat code. Same with obvious scoring opportunities where you're close to the goal, like on crosses, let's say, whether they're volleys or headers. What a goal. Nice little goal, and that's why I like the CMFs, guys. The whole player CMFs. Is this Schneider a CMF? I think he's a whole player, yeah. So that's exactly what I do with my Bellingham and Hull. Let me check. I think he's a whole player, this one. I had a creative playmaker one before, yeah. So that's why I love the whole player CMFs. Those deep runs are so hard to mark. That should be the game. Victory. One more. Uno más. And then I got to take the daughter for ice cream. I almost forgot a promise. But we're going to get this game in. Yeah, man. I just can't wait for E27, guys. I'm really hoping for a good connect. And by the way, I never finished going over that. That's my ADD kicking in. So real quick before I get into this other game. So after the maintenance, progress of the daily game will reset. We know that. So then Shevchenko, and then for the daily game box, okay. Via the daily game can no longer be signed. So I got Shevchenko. So if you didn't get Shevchenko yet or Raul, looks like it doesn't say nothing about Raul on here though. Reece James will be an offensive fullback or maybe a fullback finisher, and then Musiala should be probably creative playmaker, maybe whole player. Maybe roaming flank, probably not though. And then regarding changes to some skill names, so they just told us about that. Yellow means there will be no skill changes. In English, there will be no skill name changes, huh? Some other name. What they need to do is get rid of the fox in the box and goal poacher, then poacher and advanced striker. Don't use the same word twice. And call a manager playstyle different than the individual player's playstyles. You know how annoying it is when I'm trying to like coach or talk? That's crazy, noob gamer. And you have to say, oh, the playstyle, and then the playstyle for the manager, and the playstyle is why they're changing some of the skill names. And then if you have the mobile, this is what you need to have. 3.5 gigabytes for Apple, 3.1 gigabytes for Android of free storage. So, yeah, that's that. Not much information there. Not much information, but let's get to this third game and see what we got. Then it's headed to get some ice cream, boys. Man, I love it. I love it though. What do you guys want to see, man? Have you guys heard anything from through the grapevine? Any changes you want to see, expect? Apparently this Connect's going to go in depth into like the in-game stuff. So, hey, the worst one ever still to this day, and I don't think anything will ever top it, is when they had a Connect. It was going pretty good. Some of the updates up to that point were good. Phil was on there. I know he remembers. And we're watching. We're all happy. Next thing you know, Smart Assist. Well, now we were looking for Smart Assist to be gotten rid of even when it was just in events. Okay? So we're watching this Connect. Never in a million did any of us think, oh, Smart Assist will be in divisions. And then they made the announcements. Brand new. I remember when it was just events, even before I even knew what it was. But we looked, and for me, it didn't default to on. Or unless somebody told me to change it right away, and I didn't even know what they're having me change in the settings, because I had help, you know. That could have been it. I'm not positive, but... Alright, a little El Clasico. Another classic free-to-play team. So this is quick counter, so we'll go LBC. And then we got Lou Mbappe. We'll type mark. You know what? Vinny and Yamal, we're going to type mark. Vinny Yamal. We'll go Mbappe. I'm going to keep... We'll go Mbappe. Nah, I'll go Vinny too. Yamal, Vinny. Okay. See if I want anybody offensive. Camavinga, left, right. Alvarez already will be, so we're going to go offensive on our boy Yamal. I didn't even check conditions last time because it was an event. I typically won't really worry about it because I want who I want out there, but I got some options in this team. But it looks like I made all the right decisions. All right, boys. Hell yeah. Yeah, man, I've just been so damn busy. I'm hoping, dude. Do you guys ever see like I'm not saying I get my hopes up. I'm very grateful for it, but there was like this big explosion all of a sudden, and it was so cool because there's so much that I hope we hit a couple more of those explosions and really just take this thing off. Because I'm one of those guys that believes in myself and will invest in myself. But I'm just not close enough yet to just say, guys, this is my job. You know, this is what I'm going to do. But I will do it if I get near the point where I feel like, okay, this is going to make it tough for a little while, but I can do it. Because I know the content's there. I know the people in this community, what they like overall, outside of the rap players, are true football people. And it's just about getting the eyeballs in front of what we're doing and stuff. But I say that because I hate when I have to do other things. Like, it's like I'm so passionate about this. And, of course, you want to do what you love. He's playing possession. So I'm going to go to possession. He's definitely not playing quick counter. Oh, my God, you're in. Good night. That's a goal. What? There ain't no way Romario just did that. I pointed, guys. I went against what I said. I quick canceled to change up the run. And, guys, Romario, one of the best finishers in the game, and still misses that. All I had to do was point, and I would have been fine. Oh, shit. What am I doing? What am I doing? He panicked. He panicked. Come on. He keeps switching his thing. He's going from a quick counter. What's the other? No way. No way. What? How? I was shielding the ball. They gotta fix that, bro. They have to fix that. Guys, someone explain that one to me, please. I'd love to hear it. You're in. Good night. No! At least it's a red card. See ya, keeper. Good night. Good night. Does he even have a... Oh my god, he probably doesn't even have a goalkeeper on his bench. Guys, he doesn't have a goalkeeper. There's no way he has a goalkeeper on his bench. Have you guys ever seen this before? This never happens. They need to implement better refs for sure. Guys, tell me he's going to have to play like friggin' a field player, isn't he? Let's check what it is. Let's check. Let's check. He's got Puyol in net, guys. He's got Puyol. Puyol's in the net. Oh my god, who do he has no... Oh, and he didn't even switch his center back up, dude. Oh my goodness. Have you guys ever seen a keeper actually get a red card though? Have you guys ever seen that? I've never seen the keeper get the red card. Oh, too much. Too much. Goal. I gotta look. I did too much on the shot. I wanted to go under the wall. I'm going to go one blue because he's just going to be going crazy to kick and run. I'll weather the storm, but with his setup, I'll still have enough to keep the ball on him. Look at him all. I'm going to press even though I'm solo. Yep. Oh, it was a right move too. Well, it got me the ball back. Dude, he's going to have 6 red cards by the end of this game maybe. I've never seen a keeper red card. Have you guys? That's crazy to me. Oh, Romario. You never seen it, Victor? That's crazy. I mean, it was a red card for sure because that was a goal. That was funny. He's got Puyol as to play goal. It's funny seeing little ass, and he chose like a small center back, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying he might not have any big players, but someone's bigger than Puyol, bro. Is this dude 3? That's another red, isn't it? Nice. Come on. What the fuck am I witnessing? What just happened there? Another red card. Poor Puyol's like, what the fuck? I don't know what to do here. All right, so this will be the last event. This is the last event of 26, guys. Now just think about where we started. Like, we definitely got better. We had smart assist at the beginning. Not to say this player couldn't be using it because it's not. Look, no pointing. I wanted to show you. I'm going to try to show you those crosses where you take your finger and then the return through balls, which is in my video tomorrow in depth. So don't worry if you don't understand. You can watch the video tomorrow and get it in depth. But I'll try to show you. Like when I have the ball, so watch this. I'm going to do a give and go. I'm not pointing any direction. See how it went perfect? Boom, no direction there. Watch, I'll do it again. Boom, no direction. And see how it's perfect? Now watch this. Boom, no direction. Oh, that one screwed me over. Or Puyol's just amazing. Boom, no direction. See how it went perfect? No direction arrows there, guys. Take your finger off left stick when you do those type of plays, and they're perfect. You know how you'll do that sometimes, and you'll over press to the left, press to the right? Take your finger off the arrow button. That's free game for joining the stream and staying here now. When you have those, and you'll have 13, I counted them, 13 of those types of tips that many of you don't know about in that video tomorrow. So make sure you check it out. And please don't forget on this video to like, subscribe, leave comments. I don't care if you say, you know, you're ugly as hell on stream. You can tell me that. I don't care. Or you sound ugly if you want. Like, just please, just any type of engagement helps. If you like the stream, please leave it. Leaving the like, all that, it just helps a lot. I don't say it a lot because I don't think about it necessarily, but it really would help me out a lot. I would appreciate it. I gotta look up, so that unfortunately they don't have it as an option like FC. I would have to download an overlay. The problem is it's already a lot of delay on stream, even though today the gameplay's been excellent, and those overlays make it worse. That's the only bad part. And I can't afford more delay, that's for sure. So it sucks. But I used to on FC, on UFL, on every football game I played, I always had my overlay. I hate that I can't have it. But they said those ones you have to download, it causes a lot of delay. Maybe they'll add it for E27. You never know. You know what I mean? Look at that. AMG, what'd you say, my bro? Thumbs up. Oh, thumbs up on videos. Thanks, bro. AMG, I appreciate your support. Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's no big deal. I know if you guys... dude, now that I'm a creator, I never forget, but I used to always forget. And I love certain creators. I didn't even mean to not support them. It's just I was so busy, and then I'd watch and forget. So now right when I go in, I just hit the like. I'll leave a comment, a heart, an emoji, whatever it is, because it all helps out a ton. But it's all good. No, how are people supposed to know that? So I try to remind people if I remember. I really like this Marcelo at wingback, guys. I went ahead and I had to give him 2 center back positions to make this possible, but so he can play no play style as a center back, because obviously fullback finisher or, you know, offensive fullback, all that, it's only wing backs, right? Right and left back. So as a no play style center back, but on the left side, as you can see, I get a great player on the ball that I can manually trigger forward, and for my full team, I have Zambrotta on the other side. But outside of me triggering him, now I got a great offensive fullback. But then all I did was lower his dribbling and passing just a bit. Wait, I gotta see something. Hold on. Let's see if I can pause it real quick. What is his passing now? I didn't even look. 84, not bad at all. Right, better than most. Not Zambrotta's in attacking. And then I lowered his dribbling just a bit, but he's still fantastic on the ball. He's got... So I need to get him some defense. If I'm going to keep him like this, though, I need to get him a shit ton of defensive. I mean, that's the thing. I need to get him marking, heading, marking, aerial superiority, slide tackle, fighting spirit, and maybe acrobatic clearance. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at that. But he's just a beast. See how good he would have been at center back, though? And I get it. That's why fullback finisher seems like it would work. But what I'm scared of, you guys who have more experience with fullback finishers, what I'm scared of is, I love Zambrotta. There's no way I'm losing his width that he gives me on the side. What I'm scared of is if Marcelo gets in too much into the attack, I can't have two players attacking. Against skilled players, they'll cook me. One can work, especially someone like Zambrotta with Shadow Hunt because he gets back. His recovery is so good. But I beat that top 3,000. You'll see in the video tomorrow. It's that video. It's the gameplay examples. The one beating that top player, and the system that I have works freaking just. I love it, guys. The deep runs make everything better. Like those deep runs because they're so hard for the opponent to mark. Another red card. This dude might get like red card like forfeited. You know. Oh, is Yamal had to come back? All right, we're going to be cool and shoot this one. All right, there it goes. We'll add our skills real quick and then roll. It's BS that I matched this guy. I feel bad for him. But it's only an event. It's okay. And really, dude, he didn't do bad at first with some of his aggressive attacks. It didn't even seem like he tried to. It seems like he's coming from FC the way he defends. I'm not trying to be mean, you know. Schneider's a beast at these. He's like 98. Let's see if I can finish it. I think I can. That's a goal. That's a goal. Told you. Oh, what a goal. He's so good, guys. I had a full version, and he's just so automatic at those. I had a full version. What I mean by full version is, like, this is a free card. I had a paid card that I had on my last account. Like, you should have seen the players that I had on my last account, literally, like Ruminage, Onus. I had all the cards you could imagine. And what happened was I was playing FC at the time. I was kind of playing all the games, right? And I was playing FC. And I got into it with a rat who, like, said this and that. And that was the video. That's where I stopped doing this. I showed, like, the team, because I coach. I'm with an MLS team. And I showed it. I was, like, showing it on stream. And then he ends up, like, reaching out to the team. And so he got an email that I didn't even use. And then this guy, and I don't know if it was the same rat or not, but this guy literally tells me, I'm going to get you banned. Like, somehow he knew. And this dude, because you know how you say shit on PSN and you get warnings and stuff. He, like, knew, bro. He said it. Like, you're not going to be able to use your account anymore, this and that. And sure enough, I'm playing an eFootball game, like, later that night or the next day. Boom, it just cuts out during a stream. And my account was gone. Because even though it's like a Konami ID thing, Konami's little trick, I don't know why they do this, it's dumb, but instead of being able to transfer my Konami ID, they said that once you spend the pink points, for some reason that's the only thing, that's the criteria. If you spend the pink points, you can't tie your Konami ID to another PSN or Xbox or whatever. If you don't spend your pink points, you can do it. And so I lost my original account. I had a Ronaldinho, I had a Honus, a Ruminage, a Roberto Carlos, a ride card, full on ride card, not the free versions. Everybody, dude, everybody you could think of. A little fun fact: when I first started playing eFootball, Maldini, that Maldini pack was out. He was the first player I bought, and then when I started, and then I did a free to play for a while. And there are so many good players coming out. And so on the next account, I had a Kohler before too. He was the first striker I got, not knowing like the whole spam crosses or anything. He was my target man. That's what I went for. I played possession. He was my target man. And then, so then the next Maldini came with long reach tackle. I didn't get him and I was pissed at first. But now I love these guys that are great on the ball. But that's the biggest thing that I'll be missing, dude, going this route, is no long reach tackle. But think about it on your wing backs. You don't necessarily, you need like the more shifty guys. Not saying that Thuram isn't amazing, but bro, like the way Marcelo sticks like glue to players, unless they put some big monster on them. But even there, it's not like Thuram's like the biggest dude in the world. I don't know. Do you guys think I'm making a mistake by going Marcelo and Zambrotta? I'll show you with the full team how it will look. I'll go one AI game real quick just to show you that, guys, how the full team looks. Then I got to scramble. 3 tokens. I'll do those real quick too. Okay, so just to show you how good these tactics are. All right, hold on. Haters got left. Haters went right. I went left and say left. There ain't nothing to say. When in their lives, I'm putting my pedal to the metal. All right, come on, let's. All right, so 3 of them. So 1. It's so stupid. I wish they would change this stupid system, bro. So stupid. All right, there's that. Boom, 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 boom. All right, now we go. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, it's skills. That's what I need to do. Who did I just sign there? Fuck, I forgot. I think Anya, right? Nope. Who's that fucker that I just signed? Damn, man. I hate having to do this shit. Is it Lombardi? I'm never adding knuckle shot. Oh, blocker. I definitely need blocker. Definitely want blocker on the boy. Definitely want blocker on the boy. Gotta have that. Blocking crosses, blocking. All right. There was somebody I was going to add. Is it Ronaldo I was going to add this to? Hold on, let me look. Neymar, I think, right? Yeah, there's somebody. Double touch, flip flap, soul control. I was going to add soul control. This is the Blitz Curler Neymar. I had the other Neymar, guys, but I went with the Blitz Curler one, even though he's a little lower on the overall ratings, just because, dude, it's Neymar with the Blitz Curler. Are you kidding me? Neymar's Neymar, but then you add a Blitz Curler to him. Of course, you take that card. He plays no play style AMF pretty well. He comes pretty deep, actually, though. He comes deeper than a lot of players. I need that aerial superiority on my boy Marcelo, too, if I'm going to give him a fighting chance. I think I have what I need on. I might not, though. Interception. I have everything I need for Marcelo for sure. Thought I had soul control. I guess I gave it to somebody. Okay. All the defensive stuff. Interceptions next. Do I have enough? Nope, I don't even have enough right now, dude. Look at that. So much bullshit. All the money I've spent on players and shit, I can't even add skills. Dumbest shit I've ever seen, dude. Dumbest shit ever. But we're going to try this out. So while I play this game... So hold on, let's look. Yeah. So if you haven't been following the content, or you have, either way, I call this the lab because it's almost like that constant. When you do science stuff, I don't remember much at school at all. I was okay in class, but I didn't like retain a lot of the info. But I remember them saying something in science experiments that you have to have that common denominator in each experiment to make it something like that. But the bottom line, players, and it's a great lab to try new players out, to try this new setup with Marcelo as a center back. I know I just got 2 games with him, but I can push the issue in these games. I can do certain things that might not work necessarily in PvP, or maybe you don't want to do it because it can cost you. Like maybe you lose an AI game and you just don't care as much. Yes, I know I'm trying to get the highest rank possible, and it is pretty cool to be top 4K, top 3K, top 2, but this is my training grounds. It's the best place to play at a high level because the AI is so smart with Konami, while being able to get like kind of like, you know, just like a scrimmage against this quality opponent is how I take it. So, with that being said, this 4-3-2-1 slash, I call it a 4-5-1, as you can see, 5 midfielders, 1 center forward. The whole point of it is these deep runs from these 4 players, right? A lot of times I have to manually trigger Messi or Ronaldinho, but they will make forward runs sometimes. But these two right here, Hullet and Bellingham, they make these killer deep runs, connecting with Suarez sometimes on the way, connecting with Ronaldinho and Messi. And it just gives you so many options in the attack, so many need to do defensively. They still have the ability to do it. Now, what I am testing here is instead of a defensive fullback Thuram over here and Zambrotta, offensive fullback, overlapping over here, Zambrotta will be overlapping Messi as a no-play style AMF. Marcelo is actually a no-play style center back. I did not want him as a fullback finisher joining in the midfield when we had the ball. Well, why is that? Because I only want one player. Like when you hold the line with 3 plus Vieira, it's okay. When you start getting like, say both of these two are pushing up, these two start spreading out a little bit more, and then Vieira might even have just in case on the bench. And why these two win is because they have that combo. They're the strongest, most physical. They're the player receiving the ball, and it helps out a ton when you're build up center back, the one that you want to have the ball if you need to in the back to help you start pushing the ball forward. It's good to have a visionary pass on a build up center back. Would I rather have aerial fort? Absolutely. Would I much rather have shadow hunt in long reach tackle? Absolutely. But it's not like visionary pass is a bad thing, and both of these guys are phenomenal. So you have the attacking wingback here. You have 2 traditional center backs, 1 essentially left back that's offensive minded, but it's going to sit back more as a no-play style center back. That well too, and they're just great players to get the ball to their feet as your whole players are working up, and then you essentially just dominate your opponent, whether it's in the midfield, in case he does have to go out and help out wide. But the rest I add per game. So I'll show you an example of that now. We'll get into a match. And you see the results there. I mean, this is no joke, especially when you're testing things out, because your opponent takes advantage of every single mistake you make. All right, so for instance, you go in. I don't have anything for individual instructions set up, except for the one for Vieira. All right, so I want to type mark the wingers. Boom, boom. Offensive. Messi. I don't have it. All good. 1 second. All right, here we go. Boom. Let me get on here, guys, and we'll get in here. New game. Appreciate your follow on X, big dog. All right. Bada bing. Bada boom. The hell? There we go. We're in there. All right. We're ready to go. I'm going to try to walk you through exactly how this system works. Typically, I suck at doing it. I typically go back through like I do with real life coaching. That's how the video is tomorrow, where I go back through, watch the video, prepare it with my coaching pen. But I'm going to try to do it live here and walk you through my actions. This is something I'm still working on. By the way, I love that ball. Konami doesn't do a lot of great stuff with their customization. Always love that ball. If you need to know how to change that, check out my video on how to change those certain things, the hidden settings menus. I have a video for that. My goal is to try to have videos for everything that you guys could possibly want to learn about. All right, so let's get into the tactics part. Every single passing skill under the sun helps Neuer do make passes like that. But look at, so you see Bellingham and Hull. That's almost always available there. See, they're right on you, dude. They're right on you. But it's good. It helps you prepare. Good by Messi tracking back. So you see you have great defensive support. Hold it. Why not go too? And then you got to deal with a lot of that shit, unfortunately. We're switching to possession. I forgot to do that. Even though LBC was seeming pretty good, we're switching to possession here. You've seen even in long ball counter, there was no kicking and running, right? Whoa! See, like right there. That's not who I'm passing to at all, and now I'm done 1-0. You deal with this shit all the time. Now watch this. Go back. You'll see who I was trying to pass to. Watch this. Watch this. Guys, look at Hullet. How on earth would the game not... All the AI in this game, and it doesn't register. Look at Hullet right here. Of course, it doesn't show it again, but... It's just, you got to deal with this against AI every time, dude. It's so hard to coach in this shit like this because it's like 50-50 on if you're going to get a game that's like rigged or not. Swear to God. And then, of course. But again, when you play user opponents, but you see how dominant this setup is in the midfield. Outside of the dumb shit that happens, like the scripting, there's no other thing I can call it. Would have made sure he wasn't offside there, huh? Look at this. Just dominant with numbers. Everywhere. Dude, they're all over everything, bro. But that's Division 1, top 4,000 for you. That's what you get. Nice try on that ball. Just pure domination. This is how these games go at this level, though. But you can still see. See the numbers? Every time. Boom. Look at that dribbling. Yes. Oh, no way. It's just beautiful football that you can play in this setup. You see here. Look at that dribbling. Boom. Good night. Good night. Boom. 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 The two-hole players. I should have went far post, and that's a goal. You can just play so beautiful. I mean, that's a lot of money to spend to go from the Fox in the box slash poacher version of Hullet. But yes, the whole player is better, in my humble opinion, because he's more versatile. Oh my gosh! This is going to be one of those games, eh? Of course. Come on. Bro, there ain't no way. Good by Neuer. Boom. Oh, come on, wrong player again. Come on, this is it. Oh my gosh. Good by Zambrotta. Good, we'll work it out. Good. Yep, boom. Boom, good. Come on. Come on, Bells. Of course, come on. Yeah, so I want to see somebody say, oh, yeah, playing AI, this no doubt is tougher than just about every opponent you could face. Just because of the sheer BS you got to deal with. What the hell just happened? That was the wonkiest little crazy shit I've ever seen. Good, Van Dijk. Perfect. That's that defensive awareness. Yep. Come on. Boom. Go. Go, Messi. Look at Suarez. Ah, I didn't let my finger off a sprint. I thought he was going to look at the Messi pass. That human error goal, bro. But look at the stats. Look at the possession. We're going to dominate again, keeping our exact system the same. We'll get one. Boom. Good. Marcelo. Come on. Nice dummy. Kroy's freaking dangerous out here. Good, Neuer. Come on. Quickly. Good. Boom. Boom. Get Marcelo involved. This is where Marcelo can shine. Boom. Good. The numbers are there. Come on. Bellingham's overlapping. Look at Ronaldinho. Boom. Hull it. All right, we'll take it. Should have kept working it up, but Hullet's got a bomb, as you guys know. Let's try something here. There it is. There it is. Dude, I can't, dude, no matter what, they will not let me shoot the ball. No matter how much space I get, no matter what. See, how? There's no way that could be misunderstood for where I wanted to pass that ball. And yet it was. You see what I mean by the scripting part? There ain't no way he's winning that. If you go back and look, it's crazy. Of course, and then they play it perfect. Don't ask me what just happened there with Marcelo. I don't even know. All right, come on. Dude, again, I can't play a pass out wide. I can't play where I want to set up. But you see the numbers. You see 62% possession, and I can dominate them. They can't steal the ball from me, but I can't get a clean shot off. You see what I mean? Like, we've all played these games, but this is what really exposes Konami because people have to deal with this all the time in PvP too. That's a goal. Messi's just so nasty, but you see where the numbers help you out. Now watch this in slow motion. Look at the other options I had here too. And this is where, instead of having all my attackers pressed up against defenders that can easily step in front of me, be right on me like they've been on Suarez, look where my team is. Plenty of options, but look at this. Everyone's running forward. Everyone's running forward. Look at Ronaldinho over there. I could have kept it going. Look at this. Boom. Boom. And Hullet's not even in there, but he's available. He just started the play. I'm telling you guys. 4-5-1 / it looks like a fourth. It says 4-3-1-2. Check it out. Promise you guys won't regret it. Oh, gosh. Promise you guys won't regret it. All right, about the 70th minute. We're going to get our... I'll even put Ibra in here to help you guys out. He's going to show to the ball a lot. I'll get Neymar in there. No playstyle AMF. I'm going to get Olise in here as a creative playmaker. So I have double creative playmakers. Whole players CMFs. There's not many that can play defense too. But to try to get another goal in us, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go Messi showing to the ball. Olise out here. That would be better than going with a defensive player here, whether it was Anchorman. I think I'm out of subs, or I put... Nope. We'll get Pele in instead. So we have all fresh players here. Same exact setup, except for instead of 2 CMF hole players, we have one that's more offensive minded with a blitz curler. And then we moved one of the CMFs into an SS coming 2. Now, hopefully, you know what? Ibra won't really work here if they're both. Let's see how these guys work together. It's a good experiment because poachers check a lot, but you know Pele will be. So I'm actually put him in. So hopefully this will make Ibra make more runs. Let's see. Because it works when you put 2 DLFs together. But usually I have Rooney where that Ibra is, and Rooney does a great job here, but I wanted to, since people are thinking about getting Ibra or not, I wanted to show them. Long throw. Come on, Marcelo. Good. Take your space. Good. Come on. Oh, I wanted a quick turn the other way. See, that's where Suarez could have made that little turn. Although he did in this game, so. Turn the other way. Boom. Touch. Shoot. That's what Ibra does, boys. That is what I'm trying to tell you. That is what he does. Turn and shoot. No one can touch him. That is what he does so well that I was trying to do with Suarez earlier, who Suarez usually does it well. I don't know if it's because this Ibra is fresh or obviously he's stronger, but that is what he does so well. Back to goal, as you see here. Kind of that. But did you see where he kind of made that half run instead of fully back to goal? Did you see how he was kind of, watch here? He's kind of half turned. Sometimes it screws you over. Watch here. As he gets the ball here. See how he's like halfway running? Sometimes it screws you up because you're like, are you coming or going? I don't want to play this ball if you're, you know, I played through, you're coming to, you're coming, and then I played short, but you're making a run. Like, sometimes he does these little in-betweens. But what he just did there, and Suarez can finish pretty incredible like that too, but Ibra is just on another level because he holds off the defenders. Come on. Good. Good timing. Holy, launched it at Zambrotta. Now these guys are really going to start coming at me. All right, here we go. Boom. Good. Ibra's feet. Hold it. Look at Marcelo. Yes. Oh, probably too early. I got too big-eyed. I hate when I do that and force it, but I feel like it was still a good idea. We're still in possession, remember, too, guys. I'm triggering these runs forward, obviously, because players like to come to in possession. Good. Boom. Good. Boom. Hold it off. Boom. Boom. Good. Let's go. Here we are. Back post, Ibra. There it is. Too close to the keeper. Damn. All right, come on, come on, come on, come on. Here we go. Come on. No way, he got that through. How? Look at that. Look at the defense. Look at the defense. Whoa, no. It misread me. Misread me. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ooh. Come on. We got one more chance. We got one more chance. No. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't get stupid now. Oh, God. Yep. Come on. One more chance. One more chance. One more chance. One more chance. Come on, Blitz Curler. Blitz Curler. There it is. Oh, no. No. What a game. But you see where you can dominate in this setup, boys. You got to know. You got to know. You're right. You got to know. Oh, my goodness. That's what I wanted with Eze. But it's like, dude, when you play in these high levels, like, the AI defender will, like, almost magnetize your player towards them. Like you'll be pushing your left stick straight and it will veer a little to the left, like, into the defender. It's like, no way. Malik, what's up, bro? What's up, Malik? So, yeah, look at the possession. Look at the shots. Look at the passing, guys. He didn't even get into 100 passes. Successful. Dude, look at my successful passes. So that's 15. He missed 15. I missed 20. And I made 64 more passes and still around the same. So what I'm trying to say is no matter what you're playing against, even if it's some ridiculously OPAI, whatever, it's just this setup is insane, guys. And you can easily go Ibra here. Or you could go Messi as a center forward or SS. And then center forward or SS. And then, dude, I really like that Ibra up there, guys. I really like him. But at the same time, that was possession. It is nice having an advanced striker. It is nice having an advanced striker because you got to think when these two are running through, it is nice to have those wall passes like ping ping through like you guys saw a lot, or the overlapping wingbacks. Even though I have to manually send Marcelo, but that was fine. At the end there, I was doing it. But having sometimes that attacker stretch the defense and then leaving gaps for these two is good too. Because with Ibra, all they got to do is stay put in the center, and sometimes it makes it a little bit easier to trade off marks when these two run through. So I'm still probably going Suarez, but make no mistake about it, Ibra will get in there. Sometimes Ibra will be good. Especially I love him in possession. And then, of course, we have CR7. So I have all of these, your typical, like, your bigger, stronger. I don't have, like, the Romarios in them. Well, why not? Because Messi could play that role. And if I want a run maker, I want some strength there. I want a player that, when the ball's in the air, can still have a chance. When you have a Romario or an Aguero against those big center backs, you're basically giving up the ball every time. Yes, some low punts you can win, but even a vast majority of those, unless you're wide open as an advanced striker, you're going to be tight marked. And unless you have that physical ability like you've seen on Ibra's goal, they were so on me like glue, and even Suarez couldn't handle it, but Ibra could. But no one else scores that goal besides Ibra. Maybe Kohler and Ibra. Maybe Kohler, Ibra, and Holland. Although that was a right-footed shot. So yes, this Neuer I have on in my reserves. Buffon. To me, these are the two best in the game. And then let's put Van der Sar up there too. But guys, 106. Imagine with a bunch of Germans, but everything's perfect except for catching. Then look at his freaking passing for a keeper. And it does pay off. I don't know if you remember in that game, but he played that one little through ball. Not to mention, you see how high he pushes up. It's nice to have a keeper that you can trust. And look at his speed and acceleration for a keeper. I mean, he can rush out with the best of them. So, not only that, guys. And he has, of course, offensive keeper with the low punt, which is an absolute weapon. Long throws, all that. Directing defense, the best keeper. Showtime skill. But adding one touch pass, through pass, weighted pass. So if you guys don't know, for weighted pass, like low lofted is more direct to you at your feet, which is nice to have, and he has that too. But then weighted is if he ever wants to weight a ball just in front of you, has some backspin to it. And then visionary pass. So as he's playing it out, the next guys are getting boosted with their traps, their one-touch passes. So it does help having these as a keeper with your keeper. Especially in pressured situations, having a keeper that's excellent. You know, to me, what keeper can touch that, right? I mean, height-wise, he's just a bit taller than Buffon. Literally 1 cm. So you can see the comparison there. See live update. Wait, I think they're both in wavering, yeah. He has a passing boost, but you can't beat it with regards to skills. If you look, it's just jumping. That's what makes up for Buffon's lack of height. But Buffon looks much smaller. Like Neuer looks way bigger than just 1 cm bigger. It's crazy. But either way, The biggest difference that you can see is the jumping. And Buffon, you can. He's like Spider-Man. He is amazing, dude, but there's just no way. I mean, when you look at where's speed and acceleration with how Neuer can rush and just catch everyone off guard. Even his ball control and stuff, so when you play to his feet, you don't have to worry about any nonsense. And then, of course, the passing is ridiculous. Where is the passing? Yeah. Although 64, 65 is not terrible for a keeper. It's usually in like the 40s. Oh, I love this. These two, but you need to have these two hole players. If you need to go more defensive, you could go orchestrator in a hole player, a destroyer in a hole player. You could go two anchormen in a hole player. But I love the way the options. I mean, you saw the numbers, right? Or if you weren't here, that's okay. You dominate in the build-up. And then when you finally get to chance creation, it's layoffs here. And then it gets to the point where as you're laying it off, your defense almost forgets about the center forward. Or if they don't, you're going to have open players that can come in and shoot, not to mention the width. With Zambrotta naturally overlapping, and then Marcelo if I send him, right? But both great on the ball. And so, yeah, I absolutely love it. Now, before this, why it looked different is I had my defensive fullback on this side, which means I didn't need as much cover here. So I had Messi centralized. Or sorry, I didn't have width on this side. It was Thuram who stayed central. I didn't have width on this right side. So what would happen is Bellingham was on the outside where Messi is. Messi was more to the center. So what did that do? Bellingham actually provided a lot of width for me, and it works out good that way, and I could always change it to that, where Messi literally just scoots to the left, Bellingham to the right, and yes, positioning matters. Look up my video on positioning experiment. I can show you where your depth of your defense matters, like how you have your defenders, where your players are matters. The people who say it doesn't are too lazy. I can't believe all you had to do was test out. Now I know some just believe people like, hey, it doesn't matter, and they're like, okay, I believe them. But when you test it out, which you can see in my video on it, all of that matters. And you can see with these two, like here, these two are making runs centralized, and they're a lot of times locking up with Suarez. You've seen their little connection. They connect a lot. And then a lot of connections here as well. A lot of Bellingham to Suarez to Messi, through to Hullet, or Bellingham to Messi to Suarez, back to Hullet, then through to Suarez. You know, Bellingham to Suarez, out to Messi for a shot. There's just tons, bro. Or how about this one? Marcelo to Hullet, trigger him, right? Hullet to Suarez, Suarez to Ronaldinho, Ronaldinho drops it through to Marcelo, Marcelo scored. I have a short the other day from Marcelo's, this crazy assist he did. I can't even explain it. He did like a spin move pass, and Romario finished it in the event. I think in the whatever event that was. Louis Diaz, a free one. I face him a lot, and he actually is pretty dangerous. Louis Diaz, for real. I know the Diaz card you're talking about. He's insane. So, for a free card, for sure. Is he like, would I choose him over paid cards? No, but for a free-to-play player, absolutely, buddy. So, yeah, that's the squad. Detailed tactics video coming. This was going to be it, but I feel like when I'm playing, I get too into it, and I don't, like, coach enough, so I'll either go voice over it, add some coaching points, or I'll get a whole new, more in-depth video, because the main goal is explaining everything so you can see if it's the right setup for you to use. For now, though, I did a pretty good little explanation. I mean, I went pretty far, more in-depth than a lot of people go, but for myself, I didn't go as far depth as I normally do. And that's the latest 451 tactics and player review video for all of these guys. And Zlatan absolutely shows up and shows out in there. And so does Hullet. And then the rest, I mean, you'll have to see. Check out the video. So, Marcelo has... No, he does not. He does not have anything that would make him... Just a Marseille turn, maybe that with a pass. Dude, here's what I did. as I was dribbling, I pointed to that angle and it just automatically did that little spin. It was the sickest pass I've ever seen. Guys, as he's running to the byline, he literally does the start of a Marseille turn, but then he passes the ball as he's doing it. So, dude, and I didn't do this, but I wonder if you could make that happen by doing the Marseille turn. So boom, boom, so boom, boom, and then pressing pass. So it'd be boom, boom. It'd be boom, boom, boom. Let me see, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I mean it works. Boom, boom, boom. You have to be really quick, but it automatically did it, bro. It was so nasty. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go check my shorts. It's one of the last two or three, or I added it to Discord as well and my X. You can go check it out. So, anyways, thank you guys so much. Please make sure you like the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you haven't done that. Make sure you go into any of my social bios and click on the link to my Discord. It's free. We have the best community in the world. Thank you guys so much. If you want, leave comments. Make sure you say hi in Discord, the whole nine. Thank you for all your support. It means the world. If you're interested in coaching, instant content, you just want to support the channel, check out ways. We have memberships in YouTube, through Discord, ways that you can donate, the whole nine. So check all that out. We look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Peace out. Ice cream time.